with Avengers Endgame being released this week, I thought it would be fun to rank every single one of the Avengers movies from least favorite to favorite. Now, that's not to say I don't love these movies. I do. I like every single one of them, but there's some that I rewatch more than others, and that's how I rank my movies. I don't know how you guys do it, but that's how I do it. And how I do it is like, say you love a movie, you absolutely love it, you watch it like a million times, no matter what. Then you got some movies that you like, and you just kind of, you watch them maybe 1,000 times, and then you got some movies that are kind of like, oh, well, not too bad. You might watch a couple times. So that's kind of how I rank my movies. Let's get started. Coming in at number 4, Avengers: Age of Ultron. Now, I don't hate Age of Ultron. I know a lot of people do, but I actually really like it. There are things I don't like about it, but what I really love about it is Ultron himself. I know a lot of people undermine him as a villain. I think he's a great villain, even though he might not have been developed as most people wanted him to be, but I thought he was excellent. I loved his personality. It was like a reverse Tony Stark, but like a more douchier version of Tony Stark, and he was hilarious, and I absolutely loved Ultron. Obviously, he was the best part of the movie, really. And then the introduction of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, and we got some really great moments from Age of Ultron, but I feel like the things I don't like about it is how it feels like a repeat. It was a safe sequel that took things from the original and kind of repeated it in a different way, sure, but it was kind of similar, especially the last act of the battle, and everything was kind of similar. So I don't like when sequels do that too much, and that's kind of what Ultron did. But that's fine, because it's still a very enjoyable movie, and there are, again, some great moments in the movie, but that's what puts it on my least favorite of the list, but I still really like it though. 3! Coming in at number 3 is Avengers: Infinity War. My God, this movie was just amazing. It was a disaster in not a bad way, but just in an emotional way, because it just went places that I never thought it would go, and it hit me in a lot of places I never thought it would hit me. If that makes any sense. That probably doesn't. But what I'm saying is, it was great, but it was really emotional, and it wrecked me. But it wrecked a lot of us too. That's why we were looking forward to Endgame with just a glimmer of hope, hoping that how the hell can the Avengers stop Thanos? And that's, yeah, Thanos was great. He was awesome. He was a fantastic villain. He's actually the best villain out of the MCU so far. He was amazing. Josh Brolin, he kicked ass as Thanos, and you actually rooted for him. That's why I got this shirt. That's why I got the gauntlet, because I really loved Thanos a lot. I thought he was just spectacular. Even though I hated him because of what he did to the Avengers, I still loved him at the same time. And that's what I thought was great about him as a villain in this film, was that you could root for him, even though you hated him, but you could kind of see his side of things. He tried to save the world because he thought it was overpopulated, and there was all these things that was pretty much destroying the world itself, so he thought, in his own way, he was saving the world by wiping out half of humanity and half of life. And so he's not wrong, but at the same time, he's not right either for doing that, killing all those people. And of course, the movie itself is great. You get a lot of great character interactions between the Guardians and Tony Stark and Doctor Strange and all these other characters that come together and meet, and it's just amazing. It's something you've always looked forward to when you were going to watch one of these movies, was just how these characters were going to interact and how they were going to come together to save the world. And that's why I really like Avengers: Infinity War. Number 2! Oh my God, number 2 and number 1 were the hardest, because the next two, you already know what they are, Avengers and Avengers Endgame, but oh man, they're close. They're absolutely close. But number 2 is Avengers Endgame. I had to put it at number 2 because it's tough to beat the first Avengers, but I'll get to that in a minute. But with Avengers Endgame, it hit me in every single emotion that I could ever possibly imagine out of my body. I was just completely drained. Blood, sweat, tears, everything. It just completely drained me of all my bodily fluids, so much so that I was holding in my pee for like 2.5 hours, but I did it because I wanted to see how this movie was going to end. And my God, was the ending so good. But I can't go into spoilers because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but damn, this movie was just perfect in every way, for me at least. Maybe not for you. And it just had some of the greatest action, the greatest superhero moments, some really great fan service, it was just perfect for me. And I could not have made it any better myself. And I'm not a filmmaker. And that's how great this movie was. And that's why it's number 2. It should be number 1, really. But, oh, I can't. But, yeah. Avengers Endgame, number 2. It's great. Here we go, guys. Number 1. You know why it's number 1, probably. But why do I think it's number 1? The Avengers. Number 1 because it started it all. If it wasn't for this film, we wouldn't have Endgame, Infinity War, Ultron. We wouldn't have all this great stuff. We wouldn't have all these character interactions or emotions or anything, because the Avengers is where it all began. I mean, it was a gamble. It really was, because no one thought it could ever work, putting all these superheroes in one movie. And now you go from the Avengers with just like, what, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawkeye, and just those core group of Avengers, and then you get to Endgame and it's all the fucking Avengers. It's Doctor Strange, it's Guardians of the Galaxy, it's all of them. And you never thought that little group would turn into all of them in one freaking movie and that it would work. But it does. It works in all of them. And it's just amazing how they were able to accomplish that. And they started that with just the Avengers. And that's insane. And it's awesome, though, because my God, man, look how far we've come from that. Just back in 2012, when that movie came out, we thought, damn, this will never work. There's too many superheroes in one movie. Now nobody says that. Now everybody's like, holy shit, I can't believe all these guys are in the movie, but holy shit, I can't wait to see what they're going to do. I don't think anybody's ever said, oh shit, well fuck, Endgame? They've had, fuck, they go from the Avengers to Endgame. They got too many people in one movie. There are a couple people that say that, actually. But not the fans, not us. Yeah, that's right. We don't say that because we know what we're getting. And what we're getting is awesome. And that's what we got with Endgame. And that's what we have with the first Avengers. And without that, we wouldn't be where we are today. And that's all I can say, because it's awesome. And I've rewatched the first Avengers a million times over. But Endgame's pretty damn close, because it ties everything together perfectly. And just the way that movie was everything that you would ever want out of an Avengers movie. So, yeah. Sorry about that. I was a little crazy, but damn. Well, anyways, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of all the Avengers movies, how you rank them, what's your ranking system. I'd love to know your thoughts. That would be great. And as always, if you like this, please like and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, I am Iron Man.